What's up, everyone? How's it going? Hope everyone's doing better than I am. I have been going through it. I have been suffering for the past 36 hours or so, 48 hours or so, because the solo raid has been happening in Nikke. If you don't know what the solo raid is an event in Goddess of Victory Nikke where a boss appears for an allotted period of time, and everyone on the server attempts to attack that boss using 5 teams to deal as much damage as possible. At the end of this period, depending on whoever did the most damage, you'll get ranked, and the highest ranking players will get shiny little frames and gems and rewards. And that's pretty much what I've been trying to do. If you get into the top 3% specifically, you actually get a really cool frame that is exclusive to you. And if you don't get it, then you miss out on it forever. And that's fucking terrible. No one wants that. I would like to not miss out on this frame. So I've been trying really hard to compete in the solo raid. Despite being someone who started playing this game earlier this year. The game's been out for 2 years at this point, so I'm at a pretty huge disadvantage in terms of how strong my units are. But I'm hanging in there. I've also been labbing out the matchups, running the spreadsheets, spending even some real money to make sure my units are performing as well as they could. It's super difficult. It's been super stressful. Yo, Kobayashi, welcome. Thanks so much for the raid, Koba. How's it going? How was stream today? Welcome in, welcome in. Thanks so much for sending your community over. Yeah, I'm doing a short Nikke stream today to talk about my my solo raid adventures. I've been super sweaty and tryharding for the past 48 hours or so. And I'm going to be sharing my recording of my solo raid attempt because I realized that unlike the last 2 solo raids that we did on stream, I don't think I can do this one on stream. The reason is, there's 2 reasons. The first reason is that it would be super stressful to try to compete for the highest score and perform at my best while also trying to chat and make sure that everyone on Twitch side is having a good time. Like, I just don't want to get super distracted when I'm essentially in like tournament mode. And also, the other reason is that this solo raid, believe it or not, is since a lot of the characters that I'm using are dependent on machine guns as their weapon type, Nikke has a problem where machine guns are affected by FPS rate. And so if I'm running OBS, if I have a bunch of Google Chrome windows open, that could affect my damage since the machine guns won't be doing as much from the FPS loss and any performance issues that we might have. And so those are the 2 big reasons why I've decided to do this solo raid off stream and then record it to show you guys on stream. And, well, I'll tell you guys how it went. Because I had an attempt at first, and it wasn't a very good attempt, but we got around 6.3 billion damage. That was 6.3 billion damage. That was attempt number 1. And so I went back to the drawing board, labbed everything out, and made sure that my teams were performing as best as they could. I made attempt number 2 a reality, and let me show you guys what happened in attempt number 2 when I submitted it. Boom. This is a top 143%. I did 7.3 billion damage, almost 7.4 if you round it up. Now here's the problem. Here's the big problem about this. This was 24 hours ago. Now, if we go into the raid and we look at the raid, let's jump into this actually. see here. Now if we go and check the score that we submitted 7.3 billion, right? I am now at 2.11%. We are dropping score rapidly. In fact, I think like an hour ago I was at 2%. And so there's a pretty good chance that I'm going to fall out of the top 3%. But the problem is, I don't think I could perform any more better than I could, because I was playing out of my fucking mind yesterday. I was actually like pushing myself to get even this far. And so we'll see how it goes. I'm going to do my best to try and stay within the top 3%, but this might be the limit of how much we can handle. And we fought the good fight, but yeah. Let me talk to you guys about the teams I was using first. Shit's hard if you're not jobless. I could use less jobs for sure, Dark. Would be nice to have more free time to lab this out further. I do work a day job, and so it has been pretty hard. And I haven't even been getting like a full 8 nights or 8 hours of rest per night. Just like stressing out over this and shit. But yeah, for this solo raid, let me show you guys what I've planned out here. Let's bust out the Excel spreadsheets. All right, we looking at this? Okay, cool. So this is the first attempt that I did. This is the one that got me 6.3 billion. And when I did this attempt, I didn't have Rapi fully invested. And I didn't have Asuka and Blanc invested slightly further. They didn't really get much of a change, Blanc and Asuka, but getting them a little more skill points definitely helped. For Rapi, I actually went from 777 on my skills to 10-10-10. I maxed her out, and that made a pretty huge difference in our 2 attempts. Pushed us around like 500 million extra damage. The rest of the teams, I pretty much just did my best to like do as much damage as I could, and I made sure that my attempt 2 was always dealing more damage than attempt 1, which fortunately for us was pretty beneficial. We got like 1 billion extra damage. Now the issue is with this solo raid, I don't really have a team 5. Teams in Nikkes are generally put in a team 1, team 2, team 3, team 4, team 5, right? And when people refer to it, it's like, hey, like team 1 is going to be your best team. This is the team that's going to deal like the most damage. You're going to front load your damage and hope for the best for the rest of the 4 teams, but this is like the core, right? And so the way you order it is like, my team 5 is the weakest team I have. It is like the least invested. It also suffers from a bad matchup against this boss. Shotgun team is a team that's better for close range, and they kind of struggle against this boss because Modernia, the boss, will fly around the screen and go full screen at times where the shotguns become like way less effective, and that's been a huge issue for us. However, I've tried my best to do as much damage as I could while also keeping the characters alive. And you're going to see later in the recording, my shotgun team was insane. They kind of clutched it out. They fought valiantly.
Just wait until I become an adult.
When are you going to let me buy you Cyberpunk 2077? I did want to play that this year. You don't need to buy it for me though. I was going to get it myself. Did you watch the EVO lineup? I did. I did catch to like at least like the second half of this stream. I mean, it was kind of funny because the Evo lineup was leaked beforehand, wasn't it? They leaked all the games that were going to be on the lineup and on the YouTube thumbnail when they uploaded it. And so everyone already kind of knew what games were going to happen. But the show was pretty fun still. Yeah, it was fun seeing all the FGC heads do basically like a comedy show. Comedy skit type thing. Yeah, I died of a minute left on shotgun team. How's it now? Dude, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. Right now, it's 2.12% synapse. Yeah, I am... It went down 0.01% since we last had this conversation. Think I have to try again? Yeah, I might have to try again. I don't think I'm gonna do it on stream, though. It's so fucked, man. I don't know why this raid has been so competitive compared to the last two. Cause like, the last two raids were pretty hard, but at least I wasn't like pushing myself this much. Like, it's kind of been insane. And hey, last raid we didn't even have like as many invested units. Like, we only had Cinderella and like electric team basically. We had Cinderella, Summer Anise, and Maiden. They were like carrying us. But now it's like I have Rapi fully invested. I have Asuka invested with dolls and shit. Like, I've been spending all of my resources, all of my skill manuals to make sure that my teams are as strong as they can be, but it's like not enough to secure top 3 safely. I think so. It's always like that. Like, people will always at the very last second like save their investments and then just go ham. They'll max out the units if they can and then just dump all their damage on the boss in the last 24 hours. And that's kind of what you're seeing now. We have like another 14 hours to go. And so at the current rate of decay, I'm not going to make it. But also, I'm trying to consider, like, right now is the busiest hour. Because this is North American server. And anyone playing a North American server has not gone to bed yet. Once people go to bed, I think it's going to slow down a little bit. But maybe that's just wishful thinking on my end. It's like, even after bedtime too, there's like a little bit of time in the morning where people without jobs can try to dump more damage into the boss. But yeah, let's just jump into the recording. I am going to share my best attempts so far at Solo Raid 21 versus Modernia and Goddess of Victory Nikke. Alright, let's get it. So, again, this is from yesterday. This was basically 36 hours ago, just about. My first team is actually, I don't know if it's a team that, I don't think it's a team most people are using. I had to end up using this team. Leader, Blanc, Rapi, Red Hood, Noir. Because I had to find a way to build 5 teams that, like, none of them were dead weight, right? So it's kind of different from how we've been doing solo raids normally. Because in previous solo raids, what I'd do is that I would just front load all my damage onto one team. And then ignore the other 4, essentially. But I couldn't really do that this time around. One of the issues with this raid is there's a fire damage check. There's a QTE that eventually requires that you have a fire unit in your team. It's this one right here. You need fire to break this wall right there. If you don't, then your characters will die at that spot. Another issue of the raid here is, like, you can see all these missiles that are flying out. And that's like a nightmare to deal with if your characters can't destroy them consistently. Snipers tend to have an easier time, but there's a lot of stuff to consider. like when the boss moves far away, you're dealing less damage with certain units. When it's closer, you're dealing less damage with certain units. Like, every Nikke has a weapon that has an optimal range, right? And part of the goal in solo raid, if you're trying to squeeze in as much damage as possible, is you want to try to optimize the amount of damage you're doing at any given point. So right here is Rapi's best range, is when the boss is at that range. So it's generally in my best interest to try to keep them there for as long as possible. You can do this by delaying the QTEs and not destroying them quite as fast. You can also do this by making sure that Rapi actually has ammo when that part comes around, so that she's not wasting her time reloading. And so I did a lot of labbing and a lot of different like trial and error, like just hundreds of runs with this team, and this is like the best strategy I came up with. Like everything you see me play right now is me playing as perfectly as I can, given all the practice I did, right? Because this is my best attempt. It's kind of nice showing you guys my best attempts, because then we don't have to sit here for like 6-7 hours of stream. Yeah, see how I delayed the QTE there? It's nice with Rapi too, because she has like a very ideal skill set to fight this boss. Rapi has like an AoE projectile explosion that destroys everything around it, and so when you're fighting against Modernia, you can use that to your advantage and like destroy all of her body parts, even though you're just aiming at the center of her body.
How heavy your burden has been.
But yeah, that was attempt number 1. Going straight into attempt number 2 here. Yeah, team 1, I didn't get to show it, but they got around 2.4 billion damage. Just about. Yeah, I gotta do better than that. It's like, that's why it's so difficult. Because I've just been like, I've actually been super fatigued. But yeah, this is my team 2. You can see here that team 2 actually has no fire units outside of grade, and that's because we're reusing our electric team. We've repurposed our electric team since they're so strong for this raid. One of the nice things about this team is I can pretty much play it the same as I have played it in the previous raids. Like, I'm somewhat familiar with the objective of this team. The main thing was making sure that Rouge was always going to keep the burst cooldown as low as possible. Rouge needs to make sure that she gets fully charged shots during burst time, and as long as she keeps that requirement, then your team will be able to burst more often. And that's important because with this team, the more often we burst, we can eventually charge up Maiden's MP to 12 MP, and then let her dump her spell casting burst. But it's pretty hard too, like you might see our characters are getting super low HP at certain points. And that's because the past solo raids with Electric Team, we've been fighting against Electric Weakness bosses, and so they haven't been dealing as much damage to us. So now we actually do have to worry about dying, even on Electric Team, which is generally like a pretty tanky team.
Let's go full power. Do as much damage as possible.
Yeah, so we got like what? Got like 26 seconds left. The next burst is Maiden. She has 12 MP there, and you can see how much damage I did, right? Did about like 100 to 200 million off of that burst. Yo, what's up, Ned? How's it going? Yeah, so they almost got our team up to 4 billion damage right there. That was a 1.5 billion. So now we're moving on to Eva team with Modernia. These are the two characters that came from the last collab. It's a pretty comfy team. I would say out of all the teams that I've had, this one's been the easiest to play. It also has like the least amount of room for variance. Like as much as I try to replay this team, I'm like my damage isn't going to fluctuate that much. The main thing is that Asuka has ammo clip problems. Like her ammo clip is not that impressive. And I didn't have many options to fix that outside of putting Crown on the team. If I put Crown on the team, she'll reduce the amount of time that Asuka needs to reload. And so that was very important because I want Asuka to deal as much damage as possible. Oh dude, Matt, I saw your new character. I saw on Twitter you had a new Ginger Force member. She looks super cool. That post you made was popping off, dude. Yeah, I saw some people thought it was like AI or something. But then you're like, no, it's not. Like, look, here's like the receipts of all the layers and shit, right? Oh yeah, you might see me with Asuka too. If you ever see Asuka aim for like the edges of the boss's like armpit or like the edge of their leg where the skirt is, that's because if you have a pierce damage unit and you aim in between the body and the secondary body, you can actually hit both of those parts at the same time with a pierce unit. And so that's been really important because Asuka has pierce at certain parts of her gameplay, and I can basically like double the amount of damage I'm doing when I'm not focusing on the parts directly. You were saying the layers of AI too? I had a little bit of everything on that shit. I can understand that being a pretty annoying concern now, dude. Like, commissioning artists in general, like, people have become so jaded. Like, people just assume the worst. Even though it might just be like a really talented artist at the end of the day, right? Yeah, I saw someone delete their Twitter account recently. Like an artist deleted their Twitter account because people were harassing them over what they thought was AI art. It was really bad. Anyway, Asuka team did really solid. They actually did slightly more damage than the Electric team by a couple of million. But yeah, they did 1.5 bill. Just around the same. So this team was difficult. Normally, Alice teams are super strong. Alice Scarlet teams are super strong. The problem is I'm not super used to playing Alice yet. And so I had to take a lot of time to figure out how to control her properly. Alice, once you fully invest in her, becomes like such a different character from what she originally is. And so she ends up being able to like fire really, really quickly. Every left click that you see is not just me mashing left click, but I also have to like hold it down for a bit longer than usual to make sure my character gets a little bit of charge. And so it's super annoying because like you can't just like wing it, right? You actually do have to like click, hold, let go, click, hold, let go, and then you repeat that like 5,000 times until your fingers go numb. Alice is the speedrun to carpal tunnel character in Nikke. Yeah, it's actually so bad for your hands, I'm not even joking. That's why I was really concerned about this team, because I didn't want to replay it longer than I had to. Also, really nice by Tia there. You can see she used her rocket launcher to destroy the QTE quickly. That's one of the advantages that this team has over the other ones. Although thinking back on it now, I probably didn't even need to delay, or I probably didn't even need to rush that QTE so much. Like, I probably could have delayed it. And maybe my characters would have gotten more damage. God, Alice is hard. I need more practice with Alice still. This is the team that has the most damage fluctuations depending on how I play. Like most teams, I'll lose like what, maybe 100 million damage if I play them poorly? Like 100 to 150 million damage? Alice is like, I could lose up to 300 to 400 million depending on how poorly I play. Depending on how poorly I manual her. Just because it makes such a huge difference if you play her well. Yeah, unfortunately my Scarlet Black Shadow isn't super invested. She's like stuck at 777 for skills. And so Alice had to do most of the work.
I'm glad you're safe.
But yeah, we almost got 1.3 bill. I ended up getting like 1.291. People do have macros for Alice, but it is kind of scary because like you don't know if they're gonna ban you for that shit. You know? And so I always thought it was like really risky for people who like spent like thousands of hours and maybe even thousands of dollars on Nikke to like use macros, because they can detect that shit server side and just be like, hey, this player's got some very suspicious button clicking going on. Like, it's probably a low % chance to even get banned for something like that, but I don't even want to fuck with it. It's like not a risk worth taking. But yeah, this is the struggle team, guys. My other teams are all well equipped to fight this boss. This team is the worst equipped. And the reason is Shotgun team cannot handle missiles very well. Their accuracy goes way down when Modernia is at this range. And so I actually had to like do a strategy exploit earlier where I kept one of Modernia's wings at super low HP, and I only destroyed it after she went into the background and started teleporting around. By doing that, I was able to like lessen the number of missiles I had to deal with by one. I only had to deal with one missile instead of two missiles, right? And it's really important because this team's not invested, but also they have no healer. Because I need a fire character to break the QTEs, right? So, like normally if you would have played Bunny Alice to heal, you don't have that option. I had to play Drake instead to break the QTE. And that was really unfortunate there. We couldn't destroy the core in time, and ended up getting lasered for it. But at this point, this was like after like 100+ attempts or some shit. So I was like, you know what, we're just gonna have to take it. Yeah, I was also pause striding. I don't know if you saw, but I had to pause the game to like aim a little bit better on the missiles. Yeah, a lot of this team too is just super dependent on RNG for Tove. Oh yeah, we're gonna wipe here for 2 of our characters. So now it's this is when it was like super fucked, and I was like, oh god, it's so over, dude. And then I picked it up again. I was like, hang on, I can destroy this QTE if I switch between and alternate between Privaty and Soda. I have enough speed to do that. But yeah, we actually did end up clearing with them. They barely clutched. This is the best attempt I had, like, by far. This bumped us from like 6.9 billion to 6.4 billion. You know, it's like pretty big deal. But yeah, that was yesterday. That was 38 hours before the end of Solo Raid. And I was able to get a pretty high score then. Unfortunately, that score has deteriorated quite a bit. Oh, fuck me. That was that was the best attempt. How bad has it gotten now? Has it got down more? Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. You know, since we last had this convo, went down 0.1%. It's just like, fuck, man. I can't do it, man. This shit's so competitive. Got 14 hours left, and this shit will continue to go down, but I'm just hoping it will keep me in the top 3% as much as possible. What I'm going to do is I'm planning to probably get to bed early today, set an alarm early, and then when I wake up, I'll play it by ear then. I'll check the scores and be like, okay, wait, we got like 4 to 5 hours before work. Maybe 2 to 3 hours more likely. It's like 2 to 3 hours before work. Let's see if we can do another run, right? I'm reading dev notes and they aren't too keen on macro usage. Just playing it safe is best then. Yeah, it's a stupid risk to take, right? Like, it's one thing to lose your save file in an RPG that you were playing for like 50 hours. I've been playing Nikke for way longer than 50 hours, right? I've been playing Nikke for like at least like 10 to 11 months or whatever, right? And so it's just not, it's not smart. It's stupid. I do know there are a lot of Alice macro players, and they probably haven't all gotten caught yet, but it's like, even if the chance of getting caught was 0.1%, I wouldn't take it. Yeah, it's like always a risk, and the consequence is huge. But yeah, in other words, we might be cooked, chat, but I'll let you know how it goes. I did upload this to YouTube as well, and documented it all there. I kept all my teams listed in the description. Footstep Walk Run ends in 14 hours as well, along with the solo raid. And the next event we have coming after that is an Ether event. Ether Mana event, to be specific. It's probably more of a Mana event. I don't know why I said Ether. Let me show you guys a preview of the next event before we log off. I don't think the next event's going to be voice. Like, they're probably going to go back to a quote unquote like filler type events while they build up towards the Evangelion collab. Actually, two things. We're getting a new unit. We're getting Mana.
Tired, honestly.
Mana is insanely OG. I think she's appeared in the game ever since like chapter 12 or chapter 13. But she's never been playable until now. According to the in-game system notice, see, SSR Mana, the MMR researcher with both scientific knowledge and excellent social skills, joins the battlefield. Mana's an attacker who grants buffs to her allies and strengthens herself. She periodically recovers the entire squad's HP and instantly revives allies who are out of action. She's also a wind unit, so it's really interesting because she's an attacker with support skills, and also is one of the characters that has a revive, right? I don't think there's a character right now that can revive the entire squad. Correct me if I'm wrong. Like, I think even Rapunzel can only... Well, I don't know. Don't quote me on that, actually. I barely use Rapunzel. So I'm not too sure. But yeah, having the ability to just revive everyone makes me think that she might be like a PvP-centered unit. Okay, Rapunzel revives one character, it seems like. Yeah, one incapacitated ally unit with the highest attack. So the fact that mana revives everyone is kind of insane. Like, imagine in PvP if you like destroyed 4 characters and then mana kicks in and does her burst or whatever, and then everyone just comes back. That'd be insane, right? I don't know how much HP they would have. That's something to consider. Yeah, she sounds to me like a PvP unit, but we'll see how it goes. Like, generally, the characters that are like quote-unquote filler in between like big story events, they tend to be bait, right? It's like they want people to pull on those characters, but we know that collab is coming. We know that other like pilgrim units are coming eventually. It's generally not worth spending or pulling on a character that you can just get through the wish list, right? It sounded bad to me at first, like planning your squad around dying revive. Yeah, I mean in PvP, it's probably more of a failsafe than something you would depend on. The big thing is like for PvP, she would hopefully have to have like decent burst gen, or at least be paired with characters that have burst gen, because having poor bursts in PvP is like really limiting on you. Also, Sherlock Homeboy, welcome in. Dude, I hope Treasure Home is good too. I wish Treasure Drake was available, then maybe we could have messed around with that. But yeah, people were stuck with shitty version of Drake this raid. They were stuck with the struggle Drake. Everyone's tempted to use her because it's like, oh hey, fire unit. There's not many fire units. I gotta use that. Yeah, that's why she ended up on my team 5. Yeah, I know that Animal Farm on the Discord was playing Kilo as well. Like everyone's trying to use what they can use, right? Yeah, Kilo Drake might be the best 2 attackers on this tier. Like below the actual good viable tier, you got like the cope tier, the copium tier, and that's where Drake and Kilo are probably at. Fuck, man. Whatever jank you can make for later teams. Dude, I still haven't even been able to invest in a single treasure unit because I'm so caught up like investing in solo raid units. Like Rapi and Asuka took so many of my resources this time around. And Alice too. Those 3, and they're all fire units, and the fact that I invested in all of them and I'm still struggling to make top 3 is insane. Yeah, like I want a Treasure Exia still, but she's been much lower priority now that we don't have Electric Raid anymore. Like that ship has sailed. I'm probably not gonna have to worry about her for like another couple raids at least. Another couple months, because it's like every month is a new raid, right? I'm suspecting that the next raid is going to be water, but that's just a guess. Let me look it up. I thought this raid would be a water raid, but then we got Rapi, and then they had to change the boss to be weak to fire, right? Oh, dude, wouldn't that be sick if the next one was the other weakness that Rapi exploits? Was it wind? Let me read it real quick.
Commander, I have...
Da, 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 da. Oh no, she applies iron damage. I think she applies iron damage. Yeah, it's like trying to like copy Red Hood or whatever, right? And so she would be strong against electric types as well. Like, and if the boss was electric element, she would do good against them. Interesting. Ryogak, welcome in. How's it going? What's up? What's up? I am trying to scope out plans for the next raid, trying to predict the next solo raid in Nikke. Because we had, let me close this out. Water was 3 raids ago. And then we haven't had wind in a while. Wind was like in summertime. They keep giving us electric. Why are there so many electrics? What the fuck? Yo, Light for Severin, welcome in. Thanks so much for the raid. Welcome in. I'm going to try to do one more attempt, but I'm going to do it off stream because I don't think I could focus while streaming. It's just going to like mess me up. But yeah, I don't know, man. That shit's fuck. If you look at the damage, did you see this damage? How insane it's gotten? I thought the damage would like round itself out, but no, it keeps getting higher and higher as people like get more invested units. Like this boss actually is taking more damage than the last boss. And the last boss people had like fully invested Cinderellas and fully invested like Exias and Anises and XMaidens. It's kind of insane. Like, what the fuck do you even do about that? I guess it makes sense if you consider that people have had way longer to upgrade their fire units. Like characters like Asuka and Modernia, etc. Like, those have been around for way longer, right? Yeah. You know, it'll keep on going up over time. And you know what it is too? The last 2 events were people who might have started downloading the game in response to 2nd anniversary. Now that that hype has passed, and like less people are logging in, it means the people who are staying and continuing to play, like it's more competitive for them, right? I think that might be the case. Like, I'm in North America server, so I can't tell you what it's like in like global or like other servers, but yeah, for NA, I think we have like not as big of a player base. Just unlocked an Interception EX and I can't get past stage 5. Yo, that's pretty good though. Stage 5 is decent rewards for Interception EX. Which boss was it today again? For Interception EX? Let me see here. You're fighting against Blacksmith? I see it. Against Blacksmith, he's one of the easier bosses amongst the like the 5 or whatever that you have to fight. The main thing is you want to take cover whenever he's doing his triple shots. Do a mock battle. Like, I pretty much just ignore his guns on the side and I attack the core only. Just attack the core with your best character here.
Everyone follow me.
And then they're going to shoot rocks up from on top. You want to try to time your burst to destroy these rocks immediately and then take cover. Take cover by the time they shoot like that, or your characters are going to die really quick. And then you just repeat, aim for the core, take out rocks, take cover. You can tell when they're about to fire because the circles that are around their rifles will start to like flash. Yeah, I'd say the easiest bosses to fight in Interception are like Blacksmith, Modernia, and Chatterbox. Those three are easier than the other two. Because Gravedigger and Altasian are going to be the hardest. Yeah, do you have Rapi by any chance? Rapi should help out a lot in that fight. Because her detonate will be able to take out all the rocks at the same time. Modernia is really good too. Like any character that has like a huge fire spread. Yeah, it's mostly just making sure you don't take any shots for free. Yeah, you do have Rapi. What other characters are you using on that team? What else do you have? Try to get like a good support.
I'll take
good
care of
B1, good B2. I started playing on my secondary account. Like I created a secondary account to play, and I also reached like interception struggles for a bit. But I think that because I know how to build teams properly, it's not been as bad. Like I managed to get a D-Wife, Grave, and Noir as my like other characters that can help out Rapi, and they've been doing a pretty good job. Yeah, Grave especially. This adds like so much damage to your team and has like a nice nice burst where she just pierces everyone. Yo, Hirio, what's good? Also some power creep from newer units. The power creep has been pretty crazy. I think that for me, when I started playing the game, Modernia was like still seen as the shit back then. She's starting to fall off these days, Modernia. Like she's starting to be like a Team 4, Team 5 type character. It's kind of sad. I think she'll still be usable for the near future, but like eventually as they add more fire units, there's a good chance she won't be as viable in solo raid anymore. Oh, we'll see. Right now, I think the limiting thing about Moderna is you can never use her as like your main two bursters, because if you burst with her, you end up dealing less CPS, because her burst is 15 seconds compared to the usual 10 seconds that other characters get. Used to do Blacksmith rocks with Drake bursts. Oh yeah, Drake has the shotgun too. It's probably ideal for that. It's kind of sad. She's the 5th slot to contribute DPS without using her burst. Yeah, exactly. Like she's just there to provide cover fire, and she's still doing like good damage. But you never like feel like she never gets to be the main character anymore, right? Never gets to be the hero. It's crazy when I think about the fact that I only have one copy of Modernia and she's carried me so far. Like, I wonder how different my account would be if I didn't pull her in the first month. But she's really good in campaign. Right? It's one thing to be weak in solo raid or whatever. Or to start to fall off in solo raid, but in campaign she's still really good. Because she's like a beast at wave clearing. Yeah, I was really lucky to get crowned too. Like, I started in Last Kingdom, and so I feel like I got... Like, getting these two characters definitely set me up for success. Recently, I actually passed the, I passed the hard mode Mother Whale boss fight. I can show that to you guys, actually. You want to see that shit? So, Mother Whale is, like, one of the dumbest bosses in this game. Like, one of the hardest, like, CP checks. Like, there's not much room to strategize against it. You just have to be strong enough, basically. And so now that I'm going through hard mode, I have to fight that boss again. Like, I think I last fought it in, like, October or something like that. October, September, in normal difficulty. Now I gotta fight it in hard. Yeah, I'll show that right now, actually. This is also another recording.
My feet. Step back. It is dangerous.
What's nice is the new Rapi is so strong that I've been replacing leader with her on a lot of my content. I have 2 towers stuck at Mother Whale because I haven't set aside time to configure teams or gear. Oh god, that sucks. I'm not looking forward to that. That's so bad. It's like Tetra or like Elysian trying to deal with Mother World. Like, what do you even do? But yeah, the main thing about this fight is you want to take out these little like ports on the left and right side. This fight has to be done very specifically. There's also these little dudes that only take 1 damage per shot, and so you need like a machine gun unit to take them out. Modernia is like pretty much essential here, but she deals damage so fast against like a wide area. If you don't destroy those guys fast enough, they pretty much destroy your characters. Like, one of your characters just dies automatically. You're on chapter 18, but 20k deficit. What's the percentage deficit though? This 20k might not be bad if the percentage isn't bad. Oh yeah, this part of this is kind of interesting too. I basically have to use Crown's taunt to make my entire team invincible. Or rather, I make Crown invincible and then I draw fire away from the entire team. But Crown's the only one that's invincible, but she's taunting. And that's like super essential. If you don't do that, your team dies. And from here on, you just try to deal as much damage as possible. Like, I think I performed this boss fight at the very edge of what was, like, doable. Like, at the level I was at the characters that I had invested into. It was just barely enough for me to beat this boss. It was as soon as I could beat it. Yeah, I'm just fucking fighting for my life here. This is like after like 50 something attempts or whatever. Like, I did this boss so many times. I'm very happy. Now I don't have to deal with it until towers, I guess.
The party isn't over yet, is it? Let's go back and enjoy ourselves.
Yeah, dude, it's bullshit because the boss is so far away too. Like, it's so difficult to see where you're shooting. You basically just have to do it through experience. You know, these are all my characters, just showing off their gears and investments. Oh, Rapi's got really nice investments, actually. Like, if I ever put her up against fire weakness fight, she's gonna do a great job. I have her at 10 and 10 now, too. As of today. as of yesterday, rather. Here's my Alice. Remember Alice? Remember Alice, who I tried to overload her gears the other day, and I like totally fucked up. I like didn't lock the keys on some of her lines and got like an element line, and I didn't get to keep it. But yeah, that was huge. That's like such a huge milestone for any Nikke player, is if you can defeat Mother Whale. Beating Mother Whale is like, it's probably the hardest boss fight in the game, in my opinion. I don't know. Would you guys agree? Is Mother Whale the hardest? I don't know. I think so. Like there are different bosses that are hard for different regions, but I think Mother Whale requires like the most specific investments and specific teams. I had to log into Nikke to check, but I'm at Missless 360 and Tetra 340. Where am I at? Okay. I don't have to worry about it for another 100 floors or so. Good. Great. I've been pushing as hard as I can on these towers, but it's getting to be a struggle on Missilus Tower. Like sometimes I actually have to replace Tia with Jackal just because my Jackal has like PvP investments and Tia doesn't. The last time my Quincy's not invested, right? My Ein is, but my Quincy isn't, so I don't even have a secondary like B3. The last mission I did actually took out Quincy and I put in Senti. My team was looking like this. I had like 2 B1s, 2 B2s, and 1 Ein. And they still did better. It was crazy. Was the Idiot Crystal Boss where you had to one-shot the Crystal Spire thing? Oh, you're talking about Glass Slippers? Glass Slippers is pretty bullshit. I'd say that one is not as bad as Mother Whale, but also still really bad. It's just like a check. It's a damage check, right? I just think with Mother Whale, there's like the damage check on top of you having to actually play properly and do very specific things. You can't miss your aim. You have to time everything like Crown's Taunt, and if you're playing Alice like I did, you have to be on point with your Alice. Like, it's super high execution. Yeah, so Glass Slippers was a nightmare for me when that raid happened because my teams weren't even ready. So I don't even think I don't even know if I placed top 10. Did I? How do I check? How do I customize the frames? I think it's here. Oh, here it is. Here's Land Eater, Massive Object, Golden Kraken. Okay, I did get the Mirror Container Frame 1. Honestly, I've been getting Frame 1s and everything until recently. Until Behemoth. It was funny you were explaining all that on top of Motherworld being hard as fuck to see. Just that... Yeah, it's like... It's just not, like, user-friendly as a fight. You know? I've seen people struggle on Motherwell even if they have like passed the combat power deficit. Like even if their characters are like way stronger than they should be, it's just the boss is hard. Yeah, I started a 1.5 year anniversary. Is Last Kingdom. That was 1.5 year anniversary. I haven't been playing for that long, but I'm like definitely at the point where I'm trying to like push into competitive content, and it's a challenge because I'm at the edge, right? I haven't passed to the point where I can like safely secure scores in top 3%. Like I'm usually at the edge. In the last couple of raids I did, I was like, what was the first raid? First raid, I think I was like 2.85% against Behemoth. And then against the next boss after that, against Ice Dragon, I think I was like 2.50, 2.40. 24% deficit? Oh yeah, 24% deficit's pretty hard depending on the fight. Yeah. Yeah, I have like a calculator thing that I do, and it's pretty useful to figure out if I'm at like deficit or not. What I miss? You missed some sweaty gaming. I didn't like actually play today on stream, Glitch, but I just posted like a recording. I shared a recording of the solo raid attempts I did. I don't have the energy to stream right now, dude. I've been so tired trying to compete in the shit. What's the number now? 2.17. 2.17 with 13 hours left? Come on. Come on, can't you go slower? Like at this point, even if I did my best, I can only slow it down by so much. Let's assume I get 7.5 billion, right? And I like push myself to my limits and I get even 7.6 billion. Like how much is that really going to hold? How much is that gonna like secure our position, right? I'm at 2.98 with 6.6. Yeah, so like there's only like 8 or 0.800 million damage. Yeah, 800 million damage limit. So we're gonna limit or break 4 other Nikke. Oh, you're trying to get past the 160 wall, right? Did you use the try to save your selectors and stuff until you need to use them? Yeah, I don't have it anymore, but there's like an SSR selector that they give you eventually. There's also this thing here. This thing's really good because it'll let you just like pick out any character. So I would save this for last second. Guess I could do runs today, but I don't really care that much. Yeah, it's because I care. I care, and that's why I'm suffering. I just feel like I already got top 3% in the last 2 solo raids, and I was like investing all this like resource into Rapi and Alice and Asuka, and I was like, dude, if I don't get top 3, I'm gonna be so mad. Like, it feels like I put so much effort in, right? Even the level I'm playing at, I guarantee you, I'm like playing way more optimal than people who are getting higher scores than me. Like, I actually like retry the mock battles so many times to get like the quote-unquote perfect run. I'm doing all this like labbing just to like optimize what my team can do. Like just the team that I have. Yeah, I should keep going if I can, but we'll see how it goes, because I really don't have like I feel like I don't have much damage left to offer. Like, I've hit my limit. You got a lot of cosplay stuff going on, Glitch? Dude, hell yeah. You know, how much time until the next, like, con? Have Alice fully broken? Tia needs one more. Almost there, then. Alice is, like, pretty easy to break, I feel. To max limit break. They gave you so many copies for free. Heard stories of older raids where people kept resetting for Snow White to line up all the buffs for a sick crit. Yeah! Yeah, it's like if she doesn't crit, they just reset. And they also have to build, like, an entire team just for that one shot. One more week! Oh, jeez! I hope you have set aside time. I definitely feel the fatigue. Like, you know that feeling when you got, like, way too much going on? You got your job, you got your like, obligations with people or whatever. You got, like, all the shit, and then you still have to do solo raid? It's crazy. I'm like, man, I need a break. Like, after this solo raid, I just want to, like, chill for a while. Yeah, good luck finishing your cosplay, Glitch. What are you gonna cosplay as? Well, what's the sneak preview? Lighter from Zenless? Oh, for real? Yeah. K-Dash-san, right? Job, IRL bullshit, responsibility, streaming, cosplay, taking care of this stupid flesh prison. Just Chinese K-Dash. That's sick. That dude's so Tatsu coded. He's got the scarf and everything, and the medium length hair. I very much like his design because I resonate with it. Legally distinct. I heard they added a, like, what's her name? Midori or something? There's some character that's like Virgil, basically. I heard she's basically just Virgil. She got the big ears. Miyabi. Yeah, Miyabi is Virgil. In ZZZ. Just changed my palette? The player 2. Player 2 lighter is just me. Miyabi's very Virgil coded. It was funny because I saw like a photo, like an artwork of them on Twitter. They were standing next to each other and I didn't understand the context at all until my friend explained to me today that there's like a character in Zenless that's just Virgil. I was like, oh, okay. She has such long ears.
More where that came from.
Ears so long. Yeah, how long have I been streaming? Streaming over an hour? Yeah, I gotta cut the stream early today, guys, so that I can get some sleep and try to do the solo raid in my spare time. If I even have the energy to do that. But thank you so much for watching. That is the current state of affairs right now. Is I'm sitting at around 7.4 billion damage, almost 7.4. And we are currently at 2.18% with 13 hours left. By next time we meet, I will update you on the situation and let you know if I'm if I have won or not. If I have won the game, Nikke. I hope I win. Oh shit. Let me see this. Yo, that's sick. What the hell? Hang on, I'm covering the screen. That's pretty good. The jacket looks so high quality. You made that all yourself? That's insane. That's so impressive. Did the back on stream and doing the second coat tonight before sealing. Good luck. I hope it turns out well. It's coming along great so far. I'm excited to see the final finishes. But yeah, guys, I don't really have anything prepared for this week's stream yet, so for now, it's basically just Nikke with a bunch of empty slots throughout the week. I want to jump back onto onto SNK versus Capcom Card Fighters Clash. Maybe we could fit that in the next couple days. Is this stream scheduled right now is like tentative. I'll probably fill it up with some extra stuff. But we're streaming Sunday for sure. We stream today as well. And yeah, catch up with you guys another time. I'm gonna go find someone to raid and end here. Maybe there's another like... Maybe there's another Nikke player just chilling around. Nine Nights online. I think they logged in way earlier to stream. They've been streaming for 10 hours. Holy shit. What else is happening? What else is going on in Nikkeville? Because if Night Night's been streaming for 10 hours, then I don't think I should raid them. I think they're all rated out. Oh hey, here's someone that is streaming their raid attempts. Yeah, there's an NA top ranker by the name of Zethan. I'll send you guys off to their stream. Maybe I can do some recon and see how they're tackling this thing on their end. But yeah, wish me luck, guys. I'm gonna do my best to stay in top 3. Probably gonna end up taking at least like a little bit of a nap and then wake up in the weird hours of the morning to handle it there. But yeah, peace out. Enjoy the Zethan stream. I'll see you next time. Take it easy.